This program has really helped me to inspire, empower, and be supportive of other women who wants to thrive in women in tech. My name is Deepa. I've been in the tech industry for over 12 years, and I'm a developer. I started off as a test engineer and then moved into development. My career journey started off as a non-traditional background. I have my background in food and nutrition. And when I moved to the Bay Area, this is something that I had to take up on. I started learning about testing first, and then from there, I kind of moved into test automation, and then finally, I'm into development now. The challenges I have faced as women in tech are oftentimes with unconscious bias, unequal pay, and also challenges to get into leadership roles. I've been a Women Tech Makers Ambassador a little less than 2 years now. Being a Women Tech Makers Ambassador means to inspire, support, and empower other ambassadors. My favorite part of being a Women Tech Makers Ambassador is connecting with other women who are also trying to create an impact in tech and give back to the community by creating resources for women who want to thrive. My favorite moment being an ambassador is giving my very first technical talk in front of a large group where I empowered not only myself, but also inspired other women. My advice to women in tech is not to short sell themselves or question their potential. You do not need a degree in computer science to be in tech. My hope for the future of women in tech is to voice out their opinions. When more women join this allyship where we can build more inclusive world together. You have to be a constant learner. You should be curious about what's in the tech industry and also keep yourself updated on a day-to-day basis. In the future, I would like to see more women in tech. We are about half of the population in the world, but then in the tech industry, we are about 1/3. We need more women and more inclusive and diverse environment in tech. I came from a very non-traditional background, and I've gone through this ups and downs of this industry. You cannot give up, and you have to work at it on a daily basis and face these challenges. But one day we'll get there together.
I like to connect with people, to know more women, surround myself with more motivated women. We share the same passion, we share the same struggles. And when I see those models, I feel like I'm not alone, like we are many. My name is Hanan Aydebel, and I am from Morocco. Currently, I work as a web host and technical support. I study computer science, and now I'm in my third year as an economics student. I want to use technology to solve business problems. And my goal is to combine those two, like economics and technology. But I'm still working on that. I remember a teacher, and she was teaching us computer science, and she told us that technology and the tech industry is not for women. And I was like, how is that possible? You are a teacher and you are a woman in tech. This one, like, I never forget it. As a woman, you need to prove yourself many times. That the problem that I face, like in my daily journey and in every part of my life as a woman in tech. I've been a Women Tech Makers ambassador 1 year. Being ambassador means to me the community, the power of the community, to connect with more women in all over the world. And it gives me the opportunity to connect with them, learn from them, share experience. When you find those models, you feel like you are not alone, and that gives you the power to go forward and create more impact and learn and be more creative in your work. My advice to anyone who wants to be a Women Tech Makers ambassador, don't hesitate, just apply. You are good enough to be ambassador. Be proud of yourself. Enjoy every emotion you had in your path. Be confident and keep it up. You are amazing.
For the makers, the doers, the shakers, who move mountains with their bare hands, with their voices, with their silence, women making impact, making change, making history, creating history, you belong here.
I'm so pleased to be able to welcome you all to the 6th anniversary of the Google International Women's Day celebration.
We're really here to support and elevate and really celebrate each and every one of you and women in technology everywhere.
I use my visibility and my voice to provide opportunities for other women. Like, you can't be a feminist if you're not for all women. Not women who just look like you, not women who come from your background, not women who you like. I mean, I advocated for women who I have no other relationship or relation to other than we're women. And I feel the more of us who do things like that, the more we will advance each other going forward.
You are all shaping the future of tech. You're making a better future for women technologists of tomorrow, and you're making a better today for every single user who will benefit from the products that are going to be better from having all of the perspectives in the room.
Companies, and especially tech companies, have as much power over human rights standards and practices as civil society and government.
I am part of the fire, but the fire is from these women.
You're not just a remarkable woman yourself. You also surround yourself with other remarkable women, and you empower them.
You have to define yourself for yourself, or else others will define you for themselves. So it's very, very important that we know who we are at the core and that we express that externally so that others can respect that.
You matter. Your voice is so critically important. I hope that you get more and more comfortable really claiming that power and knowing what your unique remarkabilities are.
Society is bending at the weight of women who are no longer choosing to stay hidden. Women who are no longer in the shadows, for when they are brought to light, we all shine exactly as we are made to do. For the makers, the doers, the shakers, who move mountains with their bare hands, with their voices, with their silence, women making impact, making change, making history, creating history. You belong here.
I'm so pleased to be able to welcome you all to the 6th anniversary of the Google International Women's Day celebration.
We're really here to support and elevate and really celebrate each and every one of you and women in technology everywhere.
I use my visibility and my voice to provide opportunities for other women. Like, you can't be a feminist if you're not for all women. Not women who just look like you, not women who come from your background, not women who you like. I mean, I advocated for women who I have no other relationship or relation to other than we're women. And I feel the more of us who do things like that, the more we will advance each other going forward.
You are all shaping the future of tech. You're making a better future for women technologists of tomorrow, and you're making it better today for every single user who will benefit from the products that are going to be better from having all of the perspectives in the room.
Companies, and especially tech companies, have as much power over human rights standards and practices as civil society and government.
I am part of the fire, but the fire is from these women.
You're not just a remarkable woman yourself. You also surround yourself with other remarkable women, and you empower them.
You have to define yourself for yourself, or else others will define you for themselves. So it's very, very important that we know who we are at the core and that we express that externally so that others can respect that.
You matter. Your voice is so critically important. I hope that you get more and more comfortable really claiming that power and knowing what your unique remarkabilities are.
Society is bending at the weight of women who are no longer choosing to stay hidden. Women who are no longer in the shadows, for when they are brought to light, we all shine exactly as we are made to do.
It doesn't matter what your age, gender, or identity is when you do what you love. There are obstacles to do, but I don't give up. I keep learning. I keep working because I really feel I have to do it. I have to be here. I really love music and enjoy playing instruments. It gives me strength, motivation, and charges me a lot of energy. That's why I'm so grateful to combine computer science with music. I'm a machine learning engineer and work for a music entertainment company called A-Music. I know what problems women face in the computer science field because I've been working and studying in this field for about 10 years. I was really hesitant to enter this field because most people around me believed that a woman cannot do this and only men should do it. I have heard many times that, can you do that? But why can't I? It doesn't matter what your age, gender, or identity is when you do what you love. There are obstacles, but I don't give up. I keep learning. I keep working because I really feel I have to be here. Since becoming an ambassador, I have met many women in this field to share our experiences, discuss issues, and our future careers. It's so nice to talk to others like that. If you really want to help others share your experiences and be a role model for someone, I think you can be an ambassador. But once you become an ambassador, you need to know what it takes. It takes more energy, motivation, patience, personal organization, and efforts to manage your community. Don't worry about what others think about you. Be yourself. Be patient. Women in technology are not minority. We can do everything. Thank you for listening to my story. All of women, we can make a better place together.
I like to connect with people, to know more women, surround myself with more motivated women. We share the same passion, we share the same struggles. And when I see those models, I feel like I'm not alone, like we are many. My name is Hanan Aydebel, and I am from Morocco. Currently, I work as a web host and technical support. I study computer science, and now I'm in my third year as an economics student. I want to use technology to solve business problems. And my goal is to combine those two, like economics and technology. But I'm still working on that. I remember a teacher, and she was teaching us computer science, and she told us that technology and the tech industry is not for women. And I was like, how is that possible? You are a teacher and you are a woman in tech. This one, like, I never forget it. As a woman, you need to prove yourself many times. That the problem that I face, like in my daily journey and in every part of my life as a woman in tech. I've been a Women Tech Makers ambassador 1 year. Being ambassador means to me the community, the power of the community, to connect with more women in all over the world. And it gives me the opportunity to connect with them, learn from them, share experience. When you find those models, you feel like you are not alone, and that gives you the power to go forward and create more impact and learn and be more like creative in your work. My advice to anyone who wants to be a Women Tech Makers ambassador, don't hesitate, just apply. You are good enough to be ambassador. Be proud of yourself. Enjoy every emotion you had in your path. Be confident and keep it up. You are amazing.
Hello, and a very good evening to one and all who joined with us in spite of your busy weekend. And we make sure you leave with a bag full of information and meet some new people around you. Again, Namaste. This is Bala Triparasundari, working as a software developer and a human resources at Extrazo Technologies, and also a WTM ambassador for Vizag. So, for all the newbies to WTM ecosystem, here again we go. Women Tech Makers is a program which provides visibility, community, and resources for women in tech. So here at WTM Vizag, along with Elise, we are here to give you some information on different topics from women professionals. So let's discuss more, learn, and grow together. And every year we come up with a different theme for International Women's Day. Previously, it was Dare to Be in the year 2023. And similarly, now the theme for International Women's Day 2024 is Impact the Future. So, what is WTM International Women's Day? So, as I told previously, Women Tech Makers itself is a community where all women come together to share their stories and to share their achievements, what they have contributed towards the tech world. Not only to say in the tech field, we had a vast areas wherein women are stepping up and doing incredible things around us. So please do join us now, and let's see how few of them are shared their and contributed themselves to the tech world, and many other stories. Let's see now. And so for the next couple of hours, this would be the agenda. So firstly, we have Mrs. Ramesh Rajani from Infosys. She is going to discuss about how LinkedIn is going to help our to boost our career. And next, we have Ms. Vasundhara Shukla. She is going to share about how being part of a community will keep keep us more motivated and keep us more close to the trending technologies we have so far. And next, we're having Shubhangi Gupta. And next, we have panel discussion with Usha Ramani, along with Rama Devi and Avni Balotra. This is something different and interesting segment which is going to we can view now. So over to our first speaker, Mrs. Ramesh Rajani. So here she is corporate trainer, a NASCOM mentor, award-winning author, WTM ambassador, and many more is there in the list to keep on saying to about her. So let's welcome her onto the stage. Hello, Ramesh Rajni.
Hi, Bala. How are you? Thank you so much for
Yeah,
the
doing
kind
good.
introduction.
Thank
Just
you.
give me a
Over to
second.
you.
Let me know if I'll be able to share. My screen is visible. Just
Yeah, sure.
okay. Is my screen visible? Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. And thank
Yes,
you,
yes.
WTM Vizag, for having me. And looking forward to contribute at my best, whatever possible way that I have learned it the hard way for LinkedIn. Though I had created an account, maybe I was not that active. So I want you to make this. I know it's a Saturday evening, and then many of you have taken your time out to be part of this, and that shows your interest to make something happen for your career and your life. So, first of all, if all of you can put it up on the chat, how many of you are active on LinkedIn? If you feel you're active on LinkedIn, put a yes. Otherwise, should improve or not active, whatever you feel like according to you, you can put it up on the chat. Yes, quickly. On the chat, maybe I'll just possibly just see. Okay, me, yes. Okay, great. All right, yeah, thank you. So let's see now. While we are going through, maybe we will also see what best I can share. It's like a 20 minutes session, right? And whatever best possible way I will share it. So this is something which strike to my mind every time I get onto LinkedIn. Right? If you want to stand out in the crowd, give people a reason not to forget you. This is from Richard, and I want you to give me a message on the chat, as in if I just give LinkedIn as a word, what comes to your mind? The first thing that comes to your mind on for LinkedIn, it's like match the following kind of thing. Whatever comes to your mind the moment I say LinkedIn. It can be job, it can be career, it can be whatever that comes to your mind. Can we have some chat messages? Connections, network. Okay, connections, network. What else? What else? That's it. Connections, network. Okay, so it goes a lot beyond that, right? So our professionalism, achievements of people. Okay, great. Thank you so much for being so interactive. So that's right. Earlier it was like a job searching platform, but it has grown beyond that. It's not just the job searching platform. So let's understand a quick why, because the moment your why is completely clear in your mind, that is where you will be able to focus more on it, give some time of your day into LinkedIn as well, right? So the first thing anyways, job, the updates about the job, and then some of the learnings that you can get it through LinkedIn Learning. There's a platform called LinkedIn Learning. I'll be showing you live demonstration so that you also can log into your LinkedIn account from whichever devices you are, either from your mobile or from your laptop, and then pass it together, right? So whatever possible, you can do it together. Otherwise, you can do it after the session as well, right? And this is one of the professional platform where you can actually build your personal brand, and then you get to know about your industry trends, some of the networking opportunities that you get the moment you get active on some of the basic hashtags that you are part of. You will also start getting some invite for the events, as a speaker or as an audience or whatever. So you get to have a lot of opportunities when you have it on LinkedIn. It's another social media platform, but for your career, for your personal branding, this is where it matters the most. And glad to say you that this is one of the I'm one of the WTM ambassadors who are doing amazing works out there, and that also happened to me via the connect on LinkedIn, right? So that's the beauty of it. And then you can grow your professional network so very well. And I did not know the importance of it early on in my career, right? So that's where this is something very close to my heart topic. When Usha reached out to me saying I have some 2-3 topics on Gen AI and many other things, this was the most voted one. Okay, so what I'll do is probably I'll just give you one quick link, which you all can try it out, okay, for yourself, and then put me the scores there. Okay, SSI score. Now all of you try it out on your own devices, whatever devices that you've logged in with, and just give me the message. Okay, private chat, comments, join the chat. Okay, connect. Will I be able to put a message? Okay, let me just give. Okay, just hold on. I think it's connected to my LinkedIn account. Sorry, the YouTube account. So okay, fine. Yeah, love. Otherwise, I'm not able to put it up on the chat. Yeah, I think I'm there. So I've just given you the link. Can you all quickly push this? I mean, is this allowed? I'm just getting a message saying failed to post to WTM. I'll put it on the private.
President, just to help you out, you can just send it out and I'll post it in the chat.
Yeah, I have sent it to a private chat. So can you just repost it to others?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay, so guys, what you will have to do is just use this link and then check your SSI scores, right? SSI is basically social selling index on the LinkedIn. So I want you to quickly, the moment you see this here, right? So SSI, and then you hit a get your score. The moment you hit the get your score, it will show up saying where do you stand. So no hesitation, whatever is the number there as of today, you just put me the number only on the chat. Right, so for now, for today, as of today, it's showing me 56 out of 100, and definitely I can do better there. So I'm very curious to see what are the messages, what are the numbers that you are getting it on your scores. Okay, the numbers are started coming. 27, 36. Okay, great. 52. Okay, it depends on a lot of factors. We will quickly look at that, right? So what are those aspects which contributes to these numbers? Only 3 as of now. Anyone else who would want to post it, please go ahead, do it. Meanwhile, I'll just quickly come back to my mind map. So what does this mean, right? I'll just zoom in a little bit, and this is the stats which tells you that if you are between 0 to 39, right, you don't use LinkedIn effectively. I know there are a mixed set of people here who are like entrepreneurs, who are college going students, professionals, working professionals and all. So depending on how effectively you have been using, so this is the typical score rating that you have. 29, 27, some of you have mentioned. So it's time to you getting active on LinkedIn. And it's not like only if you're in a job you have to get active on LinkedIn. Even college going students can get active. Probably their projects, whatever their conferences they've attended, the research papers they have contributed, all that you will be able to publish it on LinkedIn, right? So this is just a dipstick of where do you stand, even if you don't want to share the scores with me later on the chat. So just have a check on where do you stand, and definitely you have a potential to improve, right? And by the way, this is relative based on how much you have been active over past 3 to 4 days. That is how the scores will get showing up, right? So earlier, a couple of weeks back, I was on 70. And then during the weekend, probably I didn't do much on the LinkedIn due to my events. And also it has come down, right? So that's how it's just very relative. And what are those 4 components which decides that SSI score, right? So if you see, establishing your professional brand, so that is the 25% of the 100, and then finding the right people, networking with the community, whatever you are interested in, so that becomes your another networking part of it. And then insights, right? So when I say insights, engaging, so someone has already posted it. How do you engage with that post? Either you repost it with your thoughts, or you just comment on the post, or you give a like. So that is what constitutes your insights. And then building vital and deep relationships, so this is more of how do you go for a one-on-one connect, and then maybe consistently you keep interacting with that person on the LinkedIn, so that's your 25%, right? So that's how it goes. And so you know your scores now, and then you know where do you stand and what all things that you need to improve on. The score actually comes up here, what exactly you can focus more on, right? So that comes up there. Now, what next we will do very quickly is I'll give you few basic essentials that all of you should be having it, right? Though in this, I used to do like 90-minute or 2 hour session. So that was where this whole mind map is considered for optimization, engaging, networking, and all. But for now, because the time is very limited and we have so many things lined up for today, very awesome sessions lined up. So we will focus only on a couple of things here. If you want, you can, I don't know if recording will be shared, but then you can just take a snip. Or if you want, I can share you this link as well later, right? So the photo, headline, and a few basic sections like your about, experience, and all. I'll quickly walk you through my profile so that you get to know where exactly do you stand, right? So a lot of times people don't put their profile photo. This is very bad, because if I need to connect to some person and don't put your pet's photo, you being with your pet and all that, it's like your profile photo where you are focused, a headshot pic kind of thing. So this is what it is. And then you have your optimization where a banner can be optionally put up. And this is the headline, right? The moment someone clicks on your profile, they don't have to scroll through completely and then go down like this. Instead, you just get to know in a nutshell, what am I, right? So that is what it gives you. It's like around 250 to 400 characters, I think. So you will have to use this effectively, right? I have given some kind of emoticons also here just to differentiate it. And this need not be your profile at your work, right? So for example, I'm a senior principal consultant. I don't have to write that in my headline, right? That anyways will come up in my experience section. Okay, so what is it that people will be looking forward for you? So that is what you put it up here in your headline, right? So that's your headline. And anytime if you don't put it up, by default your designation will be picked up for this headline, right? So don't waste that characters there. So just try, sit for yourself and then think about yourself and then write it down here. So anytime you feel like editing, you always have the option saying go ahead and edit it here. Okay, current position and all that headline that you'll be able to do. And along with that, you have many other things that you can do it, right? So it's like show your current company profile, and then where did you study, where are you based out of, and multiple other information that you can give it. And the moment you hit on more, right? This is for the college candidates who are like thinking, how should my resume be and all that. You don't have to worry much, because once you fill out all of these, right? Once you fill out all of these, if you see, have some featured section, whatever is my top profile, I feel like maybe if you want to have a look at my profile, I'm just putting it here. You can just check on that. Or okay, it's not going to them, so I'm putting it on the private chat. So you can go through my profile and then make a similar match, and then try connecting, right? So the featured section and about is a little bit more about you beyond the headline, like an expanded version of your headline. How do you do things? So that is what you can put up here. And you don't have to get onto premium, because if you see, I'm still in the basic plan, and then I'm good to go, right? It's not like I have to purchase something. I'm still on the basic plan itself. So you have your about section, featured section, and all. Now, whatever you do on your profile shows up in your activity. Whether you're posting it, whether you're reposting it, comes up in your post. Whatever comments you have been putting it, so that comes up. If you have uploaded any videos and images, articles, whatever I have contributed, and some documents like, the carousel kind of documents that you have. So all that comes up here. Okay, it shows up in your activity section. And experience is wherever you've been working, or even if you are in a college, just put that. Maybe you're part of some volunteering group and all that stuff, you'll be able to put in. And this is not like a one time completion. It's not like a degree completion check, right? So at least every 6 months, it's a best practice to revisit your profile and then make things work for you, right? So education, whatever certifications you've cleared, whatever research papers you've published, so all that, if you see all my certifications and when is it expiring, all the direct credentials I've directly added here, right? So this is one. And many other things, right? So you can go ahead, share your volunteering opportunities, whatever skills that you've gained. And you can also ask people to recommend you, right? So you can actually just say plus and then ask for a recommendation. Probably it's like you've already done the talk with them, and then maybe for this particular interaction, I want that person to recommend me. So that is what you can ask for a recommendation, or you can also give a recommendation, right? So whatever publications that I have published, IEEE papers and all that stuff, I'll be able to do that. So this is like a complete whole full-fledged place where you can fill in all these details, right? And then if you can also see my honors and awards, it's like you get it during your career, you get it, but then you will leave it somewhere, right? So maybe it'll be in your photos, Google Photos, and then it'll be there. And maybe once your memory gets full, you are deleting it off. So this will be like a ready reckoner for whatever you get if you start posting it every now and then whenever you get it, right? So all my honors and awards that I have, even though I was not active on LinkedIn that time, but whatever I could recollect, I've just pushed and added up here, right? So it's like a big thing that you would want to do, but then it cannot happen overnight. So you'll have to take some time cautiously and then build this up for yourself. Hopefully this is visible, right? The photo, the headline must ensure, and the about section, the moment you fill out all these things, right? The basic profile, basic experience and all that. So whatever numbers that you give, right? Whatever numbers that you gave, those numbers will actually see the improvement. You will be able to see the improvement. Let's say you are at 30, it will become 40, whatever, right? So like that, it'll go on. And happy to see some numbers like 63, 68 and all. That's good going. And yeah, so this is one. And then profile SSI ranking, I told you, like, what is it that you need to build on. And there are a few more things that you have for connection, networking, and a little bit more on optimizing and all that is there. But then I will just take a minute and pause if you're having any questions so far, because I know it's like this is including the questions that I want to take it up, right? So any questions that you have, please let me know so that I can take it up. Otherwise, I will quickly get into the optimizing section, or anything that you feel is relevant, I can share it up. I have a PDF kind of document which I've made it in case someone is interested. You want to know more about your profile upliftment on branding. And this can be used as a career companion, right? So that's what we started off with. Any kind of updates, even for your appraisal cycle, whatever you put on LinkedIn, you just have to give that as a proof, right? That as a proof, it'll work really well. And then if you are pitching it for some other company, if you're, showcasing your project, there are a lot of people who will actually comment on your post when you post something, right? So that adds up your credibility as a person, right? Most of the time, it's like, you do a lot of stuff, but you don't showcase it anywhere. It makes no much sense, because later in your career, you will get to know that, oh, I should have done this, or someone should have vouched for me, or someone should have recommended me. All that comes up later in your career. So there's nothing like a wrong time or a right time. As soon as possible, even right starting from today, if you're able to get that, that's good to go, right? Okay, there are a few questions.
Ma'am, we have a question. Yeah.
Yes.
So one of the questions was, many people put up a lot of headline and about on their profile, separated by a colon. How much do you think is good, and what would be best to be put out there?
Okay, so that's a valid question which most of them have, and they don't openly say it up, saying, what should I do? Typically, if I see as a person, what should people relate with me, right? So some 5 to 6 points, because it cannot go on and on and on. You can put a colon, you can put a vertical bar, you can put some emoticon, you can just say a hyphen or a dot, whatever it is, it's okay. But then that differentiator should be there, and up to 5, right? Up to 5 is what is a good number. Beyond that, it becomes a little more, monotonous way of handling things. But otherwise, up to 5 is good. Okay.
Next, we have another quick question, ma'am, if you're able to take it up. That is, how can we differentiate what to do when we have to put on experience and in the volunteer section?
Yeah. So volunteering section is basically you have been passionate about doing that, and then you've got that. See, for example, I have been part of music club, so that's my volunteering. I've been volunteering with a lot of community activities, so that's my volunteering. But then experience is more like a project based, right? So I have worked on a project. I have worked in this company. I have been intern, right? So that will not come into volunteering section. It will go into the experience section itself. So you will have to based on what have you gained from that. Definitely, even in volunteering you will have experience as well, but then as per industry standard, if it is not that recognized as a brand or as an industry kind of thing, you can put it into volunteering section, and the rest you can move it to experience. Okay, hope that answers your question, Manik.
We have another question, ma'am.
Yeah.
How to frame a personalized note when we are trying to connect with someone?
Yeah, so this is very important, and thanks for asking that question. So usually you have an option of follow and connect, right? People just follow. So what happens with follow is they don't get to know. You don't get to message them and all that. So maybe if you want to do a little more personalized connect, for example, in the session, someone attended my session. Instead of just sending a connect request on LinkedIn, maybe you just mention that, "Hi Rajni, I was part of your session, and happy to connect because our interest would match." So something like that. Just give a kind of very one liner kind of thing. Don't write the whole story, 1 line or 2 line, so that the other person gets to know why are you connecting with that person. Or even if you have not attended the session, it was just a connect, right? It's like a second level connect that you got to know. So you just have to mention that I went through your profile, and then sounds interesting because I am aligned with this interest. So how do you maybe we will get to know more about each other. So that's the level of connect that you need to make.
Thank you, ma'am,
Very
for that
basic,
answer.
personalized. Don't use slangs, right? I do get a lot of slang saying, I don't have to mention that, but then with boys and all, we have that, right? Hi macha, hi da, and all that. Don't go to that level of personalization. It's just a professional platform, and while commenting also, just be very cautious about you are showcasing your activity on a professional platform, right? Don't take it very lightly. That's mattering the most.
Thank you, ma'am, for that answer. We have another question from Prashant. In your experience, what types of accomplishments or achievements do you believe are most impactful to include on a LinkedIn profile?
Okay, so that's a good one. If you see my experience, and I don't know where that went, the honors and awards somewhere. So even if it's at your company level, or even if it's for a volunteering activity, you've got something. So that is good to go, right? It's not like a bigger at the national level, international level, not required. So these are some of my thing, right? So this is a DC level, which Bangalore DC, I had DC is a development center, right? So I have got it here. This is at the track level, issued by Infosys, and this was an award which I got it from Infosys, again at the track level. But there are some global recognitions also. Like for example, I got what was that? I think I have not put it up here somewhere. It was more of international inspiring best women performer, something. So that also you can go, but don't put yourself very light. Okay, oh, this is not that big, so why should I showcase and all? If it's definitely there's a saying called accomplishments don't speak for themselves, right? As part of I Am Remarkable, we teach that, and we ensure that people internalize that concept of Accomplishments don't speak for themselves. So if I had not put it up, probably someone would have not known that I'm an Infosys Technology Award winner, right? So just think from a reader's perspective, just think from my connection perspective. If it is valid, you definitely can put it up there. Hope that answers your question.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And we have the last question of the day. Uh, it's whom to accept as a friend request. What care should women take before accepting a request, and how does that help in establishing credibility?
That's a very important question, especially when we have a women tech makers around. I keep getting a lot of requests, right? Friend requests. It's not a friend request, but yeah, you get a connection request. Looking at your profile, probably they will see that, okay, is she a Tamilian or is she a Mallu? So I will start connecting. So that kind of messages even now I get, right? Sometimes when you're accepting that connection request, you may not know. What is my best practice is I get to see that profile, right? I will visit their profile, whatever connect request I've got, I'll visit their profile. And if I found it legitimate, if everything is like, at a level where people are actually putting up right things, so then only I will accept it. Otherwise I generally decline the request. And even after doing that, one level more above scrutiny, they'll start pinging you on the chat, on the messaging platform, saying, oh, hi, good morning, good evening, all that. So you don't have to report. You can block it at any time. You have an option of LinkedIn has an option of block. Also, you can just be quietly assertive, block it, and then just keep quiet. You don't have to do anything there, right? By default, the platform allows you to block if it is going beyond, whatever. It shouldn't affect your mental health. That's a key message, whether it's men or women. I think that's a key message. It cannot be another chatting platform and then getting to know a dating platform kind of thing. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am,
Okay,
for
hopefully that
answering those
answered.
questions.
Yeah, there are a few more questions. If I have another minute, maybe I'll just take it up.
Yes, ma'am, sure, definitely.
Manik has a question. Why some posts got viral? In your opinion, what are the factors that causes it viral? Yeah, so one could be the celebrities in that post, right? So because that celebrity in the post is there, everyone would want to talk about it. So that could be one. Or it could be like it's the most trending topic, so that can become viral. Or it can be something in future which you have not imagined, and then it has happened all of a sudden. So that can be another viral factor. So these are major three things that I feel it can go viral. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. In the best
Okay.
interest of
Kumar has another question. If I can quickly take that up.
yeah. Like, actually, we are a little bit running on time, ma'am. Probably
Yeah.
you could
That's
just
completely okay.
put
So
it up in the chat.
any questions you have further, you can ping me on LinkedIn one-on-one. Just give a context that you were part of the session and then ping me. Yeah. Over to you, Manis.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for taking your time and answering those questions.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, I kindly request our next speaker, Mr. Satish K, to kindly take over. Sir, it's all yours.
Yeah, good evening all. Is it okay?
Satish, you are actually good to go. And you are muted. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Is it okay? Is it live?
Yes, sir, you're good to go.
Manas, so I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you are also, and you're good to go.
Manas, I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you're actually
Manas,
good to go. Yeah, you're audible. You're audible.
Okay. Yeah. So good evening, everyone. So just to know, Manas, so good evening, all. Just I want to know, everyone. Is it audible? Okay. Everybody knows about technology, right? I'm not able to hear anything. So
This program has really helped me to inspire, empower, and be supportive of other women who wants to thrive in women in tech. My name is Deepa. I've been in the tech industry for over 12 years, and I'm a developer. I started off as a test engineer, and then
Yeah, okay. Before we are back with Mr. Satish, I'll be taking it forward. So, hello everyone. Hope you're having an amazing day today. I'll just take few minutes of your time to introduce a little bit about what Google is doing for students. To all the students who are there in the YouTube live stream today, hola. So, I hope this is all for you who would like to take advantage of this opportunity. So, first off, let me introduce myself. I'm Anas Malla, the GDAC lead of GTM University, and I'm a student, a designer, a developer, and a recently joined entrepreneur. So, without taking much of your time, let me just move forward. So, this is just a quick picture of how GDACs look and how vibrant the community is. So, here's the problem. Most of my fellow students and peers are still directionless. We really know what this means. In a country like India, where most of the students are actually IT graduates, and we have the highest number of CS graduates, literally to say we have 1,70,986 Indian CS graduates every year. And then if you check out the ratio of how well we are turning out, then it doesn't seem to match. That feels surprising, but sadly, there is something going wrong in most colleges. This led me to question deeper, inquire, investigate where it all started. What could probably be the root cause of all of this? And that is when I get to know. No proper channel to connect with like minded people who could inspire them and help them out where they were stuck was the major reason. Someone that they could look at and find themselves relatable, someone who they don't feel tense to ask or get help from, or aren't nervous to start a conversation. These were some of the things that people usually found missing in their college life. So, taken from an ex GDSC lead from whom I was inspired to join this GDSC program, she says GDSC is actually able to connect all of these dots and make a perfect design. It has got the great power of connecting passion with purpose, where you can actually ask people that are around you and within the same organization that you're studying and get to know about them, how to go forward, whether it be technically or academically. So that was said by Ms. Prashida Saripalli, who was the ex-GDSC lead of GVP CW. So if you're really passionate about what GDSC has to do, and join their events where we connect events about Android, Flutter, and cloud, ML, web, or even one of the most bizarre technologies today, artificial intelligence. Check out this page, iwt.page.link/GDSC, and you can definitely join our sessions. Also, you can join iwt.page.link if you want to be applying as a lead. Lead applications are open now, and you can definitely be the lead for your organization. With that, I'd like to hand over the session to our next speaker, Ms. Vasundhara Shukla. On to you, Vasundhara, who is going to be sharing about the joy of contributing to community and open source. So with a round of applause, I welcome Vasundhara Shukla and Hopper. Thank you.
Yeah, hi everyone. Just let me know when the slides are visible and hope I'm audible. Can someone give me a heads up on if I'm audible and the
Yeah,
slides are there?
Vasundhara, you're audible and your slides are on visible.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So, hello Vizag. I hope all of you are doing good this Saturday evening and happy to be part of this event and looking forward to a very good interaction even though we are in the online mode. We'll have a few interactions with the comments and your questions. So, looking forward to that. Yeah, so a little about me. Basically, I hail from Lucknow. I am like a person who was born and brought up in Lucknow. I did my schooling there, and then I went to Jaipur for my college, and eventually moved to Bangalore for my work. I'm currently working as a member of technical staff and Pure Storage, and previously I worked with VMware as a software developer, and I'm also the GDG organizer for Lucknow chapter and also a WTM ambassador, like all the people, all the other ladies who would be coming on this particular talk. So, yeah, I love problem solving. I'm a trained classical dancer. I am a sucker for thrillers and I'm active in community and open source. So, this talk is going to be about that. Moving ahead, a little vibe check. Since we are not live here, I want you guys to give a vibe check on the comments. How are you guys doing? How has been the weather? Anything you want to um, just put a hello, hi, whatsoever you think. What do you expect from the talk? Anything. I'm waiting for the comments. Where the friends from? Yeah. Good. Okay. I hope everyone is doing good and not be Joey. Yeah, Joey. Okay. Without further delay, I guess we'll move on. So, yeah, Manik is doing great. Got to catch up a train at night for GTSC Wow Delhi. Oh, nice. So, with this, we start with our presentation and the topic joy of contributing to community and open source. So, what do you think? Is community or open source? Just keep popping up your opinions or what is your particular understanding of these two terms in the chat where we go through. I'll just go to a very powerful saying there that has been with me since forever, which is there's immense power when people with similar interests get together to work towards the same goals. So, right? People come together to work towards shared causes. People trust one another. People trust in and feel represented by institutions. And there are opportunities for communities to be included in decision making. So, I mean, that is what a community does. It brings people together with similar interests. And that is that comes with a lot of power. And I would say motivation to work towards a better cause, and that is why we all are here, right? What are communities exactly? So As per my opinion, like there are like many communities, like what we are doing right now as part of GDG Vizag and WTM Vizag. We know that this is also a community. There are many offline, online communities. Google Developers Group, they form a community. Then we have Stack Overflow, Hashnode, GitHub open source communities, so on and so forth. So there are many communities present in and around us with this emerging craze and developing technologies every day. I believe what exactly communities is like, it's a group of people with similar interests again, or like similar kind of roles that come together in a group setting to learn and grow. So by getting together, the folks exchange tips, experiences, knowledge, and strengthen ties with other people from the community. But here comes the question, like, why do we even need like offline communities when we can do everything online, right? So we are currently in an online setting, but why do we even want to go and interact with people and like just listen to the same talks that can be done online? We can have it at the comfort of our home, right? But personally speaking, I believe there's a lot to learn when you are in an offline setting. When you are interacting one on one with the person, you try to understand their perspectives, their thought process, and learn what they have been doing in their respective areas, personally and professionally, both. I mean, professional part obviously overpass, but then you get to know about the other person. I have made so many friends, like when I started doing my contributions as a volunteer back in college. Then I became a GDSC lead as well for my college, like the first GDSC lead from my college. But eventually, like COVID hit, and I came back to home, and then college ended as well in 21. So then I decided, okay, now what? Then I had like this, I got introduced to GDGs during colleges as well. So I thought, okay, this particular city, my area, my location does not have a chapter, and I was like, I was in the zone. I loved to doing what I was doing, like contributing, organizing, speaking, and then I was like, this area and people here need a community, and that is why I started this chapter. So offline communities are basically like they are the medium you get to know people like you. And I have met so many friends in these past 3 years from the GDG community, and I'm here because of the relationships made, like with Usha and with other speakers that we have here. So all those relationships take you a lot more far. That is why like attending meetups and conferences is important, so that you get to like, obviously learning is one aspect, but networking and getting to know people who are like you and maybe different as well, but their own perspectives in the thing that you are interested is very important. So that is why I feel like offline communities are also important. And being part of a tech community is like a very good nurturing thing, I would say. And having people to guide and mentor you is such an opportunity to clinch upon. I mean, I did that in my college times, and I know most of you here are in your college days. So don't let a opportunity go by where you cannot just get hold of the person you like, you want to get interested in what they are working upon, or anything that you would like them to mentor you in a certain area or anything. Just go to that person, talk, connect, and grab that opportunity. Like this is particularly very good for beginners in the tech world, who would be like get to know the experts. And tech communities act as the bridge between these experts and the learners like us. Okay. So, a little bit more on certain facts that you may not know about community. So, like about the contributions and communities in general. So, I'll like just discuss a few facts with you. So, it improves your mental health. Obviously, I mean, research has shown that volunteerism increases happiness and decreases depression and other psychological distresses. Why? The science of happiness. When we volunteer, the brain rewards us with happy chemicals that make us feel good both in the short term and the long term. Obviously, when you are giving back, right? You have volunteering, you have a sense of that you're giving back, you're doing something, right? So that helps in releasing the happy hormones, and that is how you get rewarded. And physical health, obviously, so it's good for your physical health. You run around, you have lower risk of hypertension and also on. I might sound too biological or doctorish right now, but these are literally facts that have been researched and shown, and that is why so many people who are part of this circle tend to be generally happier. You expand your network, the very crux of being a part of the community. So surrounding yourself with good people is like key to achieving your own dreams, and you're guaranteed to meet like-minded people while you volunteer. So treat volunteering as a networking opportunity, and never know whom you meet. I met such amazing people during my time, and that is why I keep going on to every particular meetup in the city, or if possible I can travel outside. So I try to make hold of every opportunity I have. Even in the morning today, I had two events in Bangalore. So I tried going there. I mean, even if I could attend like half and half of both of them, but I made the point that I will not miss the meetups if I can. So again, developing new skills. So if you're not growing, you are actually dying. So whether you're learning you how to build a home, or gaining soft skills like public speaking, or getting out of your comfort zone by meeting new people or volunteering, this is an opportunity for growth. So developing new skills, networking, this forms the crux of it. And obviously there is something which might not happen to many people, but then for some people it definitely transforms your perspective as well. So there's no better way to adopt an attitude of gratitude than by asking yourself how you want to give back to the community. The helping others makes you realize this, and there is so much to be grateful about, and fulfills your deepest human needs. So, as human beings, we innately realize the importance of giving back to the society because it fulfills our deepest human needs, and growth is one of those human needs. Volunteering also fulfills our needs for contribution and significance, making us feel needed, unique, and helpful. So, these were like some of the facts that are like hidden behind your contributions to the community and the very art of volunteering. And again, like a few other things, so helps you have a healthier body, and 27% better chances of gaining employment. Women participation and contribution, like currently we are in the IWD mode right now, so more women and more underrepresented communities get a chance to participate here and feel more, I would say, inclusive here, and makes you feel like you have more time. So by when you say like you have a healthier body or something, so by measuring hormones and the brain activity, researchers discovered that being helpful to others delivers immense pleasure. I don't think so there is a second thought to it. Human beings are really like hardwired to give to each other, and the more we give, the happier we feel, and the happier we feel, the healthier we are. So volunteering experience in resume will help the chances of getting a better job as well. So it helps you develop new skills. Not only that, it offers you to chance to make out and try a new career opportunity without a long term commitment as well. It's a like a great way to gain experience in a new field. So and there's a fact that volunteers spend around 50 hours per year contributing to the community, which is like on the lower end, but definitely people who are generally active, they spend this much time per year. And yeah, a personal anecdote I remember from this regarding getting a new job and everything. So when I mentioned about my GDSC tenure when I was applying for my first job during my college days, so that time what happened was during my managerial or the final round of interview, not all rounds, definitely they will go through your resume and all, they will talk about your projects and everything, but where comes the volunteering and the co-curricular extracurricular part, that will definitely happen in your final round or the pre-final round, where you have an interaction with the manager. So that time it was all around my like tenure as a GDSC lead and the other contributions I did in my college as a coordinator of some club or something. So those were the key points of discussion during my interview, and it was not at all like okay, my projects, my coding experience or anything, but this was the key point. And based on those, the person who was interviewing me, he asked me like, okay, if such an opportunity comes in your professional life, when you are there, right, like in your team building activities and so on and so forth, how you would actually lead a team. So when all this comes as a soft skill with you, like you are already leading or you're organizing or you're doing stuff, so that gives you a leverage that this person is a team player. This person can really come out of a situation faster, and he or she can evolve in situations of, I would say, conflicts. So when you are already in that environment, you are like just not a person who codes, or not a person who's academic, but also who has this experience that gives you an edge. And that was the whole interview about, and I eventually got selected into it just by discussing all this. So that was a very important round, and my first ever interview experience. I did not think that this would be so important for, like, eventually that will help me land up my job, because that final round was very crucial. It could make or break, and people literally were rejected mostly in the final, like the managerial stages. So what does community bring to you? I mean, so much. There is so much we have been talking right now regarding skills, networks, people, and so on and so forth. I mean, you can, being a part of the community, you ever feel like okay, volunteering is one thing, but then there is like you can start your own thing. You don't need a specific other, I would say, thinking space that okay, now what, I've done this, I am like contained with it. Start teaching. Okay, this is a very good platform. If you want to connect with your organizer, just go and say, I want to do, like, contribute in a monthly meetup or something. If you give me like 15 minutes of stage time, I have something new that I have learned and I want to share with the audience. That's like, that's the very first thing you can do by, like, teaching people or sharing your insights about something with others, and that is how you will eventually gain your speaking experience and build your confidence. So these are little things that one should be doing. And some other points related to this: so companions and experts to skills, learn skills from, platform to share idea. This is a very great platform. If online you feel comfortable, start with online, then eventually move to offline mode. Then mentors to support your learning, and connecting you to others obviously helps you build meaningful relationships. And uh, seekers, you can help with your skill. So obviously people who want to learn, say for example, someone here in the audience might be a person who has learned Flutter and art, so, or they are in the journey of like learning, and you want to share your own insights or something new that you learned today, and you want to share with a group of people, say 5 people at max, and you can do it with the help of these particular platforms, and obviously increase your horizons there. And this will eventually obviously help you increase your self confidence, and you will get in, like, used to building more and more promising relationships in the communities. So contributing back to the society, how we can do that? So contribution is like the driver to the greatest sense of good. It's like one of our 6 human needs. It is an essential part of our life, and a very powerful one as well. So however, people don't realizing that giving back is what is missing from their lives. If you had a persistent feeling that something is missing, and you have recognized that you need to learn how to give back, you have discovered this secret of living is giving. So again, like, just try to give in whatever possible way you can, and eventually you will gain from it more than you give. You go with the intention of giving, and you will gain eventually without even realizing that what you have learned. So some particular ways in which you can give back to the society is like, you can make blog posts, whatever you have learned or whatever is your particular insight. write posts about it, video tutorials, tech or non-tech sessions. You can take those, get into online or offline mode, help communities, local communities and meetups. Like we have volunteers who are helping WTM Vizag here to organize this event. You can also reach out to the organizers and the other volunteers, and next time you could be one of the volunteers helping organizing the event, and you will get to know about the very basics from the logistics part to everything, how it is planned till the execution stage, how it is done. So all this is very important, and uh, this is something that will eventually help you in the longer run. Answering the questions, obviously, when you are in an interactive mode with any particular speaker, or you are in a conference or a workshop, and there are questions being asked, or you have some questions, and do that to and fro thing. Ask questions to the speakers, give your own answers when speakers ask you questions. So that is a very good way to I would say interact. That is the first icebreaker. So be active in that and try doing that. Maybe at once you would feel, okay, I'm feeling nervous about it, what if my answer is not right, and anything, just maybe give it a try. Just say it with, okay, I'm not sure about it, but this is what I think, and go ahead and continue with it. At max, what will happen, it won't be wrong, and the speaker would correct you. What That is nothing to be ashamed about, and I have done that so many times, and that is why I got this experience to go ahead and participate. I was not this person who used to do it. It was eventually during my second year ending and third year starting that I started with all of this. I was a very aloof person during my initial college years. And be visible, like try to be visible amongst like a group of people. See, there are a lot of people nowadays who are pushing. I'm currently, since I think it's a more of a tech crowd or engineering crowd that we have on the call, there are many engineers coming out. Okay, how can you make a brand for yourself? Obviously, as in the previous talk, Rajni talked about LinkedIn and everything. Showcase, put yourself out there. But then this is very important. You volunteer, you speak, you teach, do whatever, you write posts, or you do YouTube, or you do anything that is giving you an edge above other people. It might not be possible that you might gain popularity instantly. Okay, that is never going to happen. Maybe something goes viral, that then there is another chance. But then mostly it happens very gradually at your own pace, but then there is a lot of learning involved, all of this. So, uh, to many people who ask this question, how do I contribute to the community? Is it just about coming and attending the event, helping with logistics? You can help organizers, find experts, be a mentor or a mentee, like anything of this sort, and learning new skills towards the perfection. Then you can be the source and the face to for people to ask help for and appreciations. And moving ahead, very like a powerful quote again: leadership is not a position or a title, it's an act and an example. Okay, so this is like something I could resonate with. It's like how you act and how you exhibit your leadership skills is the way you become a leader, right? Not by just writing it somewhere in your resume or on your LinkedIn profile, you become a leader. It's by how you give back and how you lead the community, how you take your group as a whole, right? Yeah, so there are numerous ways to give back. It does not require all your time. um, you can just do it in your leisure time. Just the motivation to do it should be enough, right? Since we are like short of time, I'll just do the open source part very quickly. So I'm not sure how many of people are well versed with open source, but these are my few pointers in which you can start contributing to open source, because that is how I did, and I have been enjoying that since the day I started. So it's all about like these are the few tips I have for all you guys, which is finding your niche, like what interests you. Particularly for me, when I started, I was like, okay, I want to develop more in the cloud domain, and I wanted to learn about Kubernetes and everything. that helped me in my job as well, but eventually it was something that fascinated me. So I started to learn about it, and the different areas associated with. So Kubernetes, I went to Docker, I went to containerization, and all of those I learned about those. Then I went to GitHub and explored how Kubernetes is written. It's open source, so people have a lot of repositories on GitHub under the Kubernetes SIG. So you can go, like, just giving an example how I did. So you can go and look for your particular niche and then explore your GitHub and so on. And what I did was, like, I tried connecting with the maintainers and the contributors on the particular repository that interested me. After obviously learning the niche, it's not like you just go and, okay, I want to contribute. You need to know the basics or maybe intermediate level of those things that you want to contribute upon. So best thing is connect with those people, maybe through social media or their emails. Write an email to them and tell them about your interest and how you want to contribute and how much time you are willing to contribute there. Okay. Then you join the mailing group. So every particular repository that is open source and which has active contributions does have a mailing group, and that is all present on the readme files. So go ahead, check those and join those mailing groups, and save their, like, there are monthly meetups, sorry, meetings, and weekly meetings as well for some communities, which are like open source, and they are contributing in a regular fashion. So there you can just save it to your calendars, join those meetings, and learn about what is currently going on. What are the new specifications or advancements or maybe bug fixes or anything that that particular community is trying to bring in the next release. So this will help you learn a lot about things, and obviously you would be at the receiving it before anyone else. So that is a very good opportunity to learn about all of it before anyone. And there is where you gain a lot of things when there are discussions happening. And to learn about how is the style of pull request, how you can actually write better code, you can just go through the previous pull request discussions and what people were trying to solve, learn about those, and then you can look up to the issues that are there on the GitHub repository, the good first issues, start picking up those, talk to the maintainer or any contributor that you have connected with, and take their insights, and then you start your contribution. So this is how you do it. These are some of my few tips, and you can start with documentations or bugs before taking on any big feature. So do that, and this will definitely help you start with open source, and eventually you will be a part of it. Yeah, so that was about it. Thank you all. This was a little brief on contributions to community and open source. If we have any questions, please let me know.
Yeah. Hi, Vasundhara. Thank you so much for such an elaborate session on contributing. Just in the best interest of time, since we are running a little bit low on time, I'll just ask a quick question that we have from the audience. Probably we just have time to answer one. So the question is how to watch out for good projects on GitHub, GitLab.
Okay. Yeah. So for GitHub, I would recommend good projects in the sense, just go for the stars. Okay. For any project, say, if you want to contribute, I'll take Kubernetes examples only. If anything is made on that, right, that will show you in the code. Okay. Like the languages, say Golang is involved, then you have shell script and so on and so forth. Go and check out where it is being used, how many people have downloaded it, where what is the crux of it, what is the use case it is solving, how many people have started, how many people have forked it. Then you realize, okay, this is where people are actually using it. Some projects might have a lot of stars, but they are actually dormant, they are not really like contributing. So you can take a look at the initial PRs also, like when was it last merged and everything. So you get a better idea of this is an active ongoing project, and this is where you can get to learn from people, and this is being used as well. So that these are the various ways you have to go and explore there. and also maybe search on it about search it on Google and various other social media platforms if there has been a recent post or recent communication regarding it. So that is how you can realize it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Vasundhara, for taking on that one question. Okay, we just have a little bit of time to answer one other question from Siddharth itself. It's about Google Summer of Code, something that many students are actually interested upon. So, how much upskill do we need to be in GSOC? That's his question.
Okay, so if you know that you are applying for GSOC, then you have already got your niche, right? You know, okay, which is one technology or which is the project you want to take up on. Then the best thing to do is the people who are already working on that project, connect with them and ask them to take your mock interview. So this is something I have not done GSOC, but people in my college days and my friends have done it. So how they used to be like, okay, they had interest in 2 or 3 projects at the time, okay, which one to take so that I would be able to clear GSOC and I'll be one of the scholars here. So they used to connect with those people and their peers and ask them to take a mock interview with respect to that particular thing. And since it's a month long or 2 months long thing, so you have contributions there to do. And people who got selected were the people who did not start then in those 2 months and they contributed. They were actually contributing before that. They had already started giving their interests and their inputs on those particular projects before the GSOC eventually happened. So maybe you take some 6 months or more than that time frame and you connect with people, ask them to take your mock interviews, and then you will get to know at what particular level you are and if you are suitable enough for that project. If you think that's not the case, which I hope it isn't, then you switch to another project. If you're really interested in open source, try contributing before that. So it's like not a 2 months thing. For me, it's more than a 6 months thing. You need to start before then to actually reach that level to be upskilled enough as per your question.
Yeah, thank you so much, Vasundhara. That was quite a great answer. Thank you so much for your time. And that's it, folks. Start early, start contributing to open source. We hope to see you there. Thank you so much, Vasundhara, for taking time out of your busy day. We still have a few questions in the chat. We hope you could probably post the answers in the comments because
Sure.
we are a little bit short on time. And we really thank you for taking out your time and helping us out.
Yeah, definitely. And if any one of you has questions, you can directly DM me on LinkedIn. So I'll be happy to answer there as well. I'll take the other questions here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vasundhara. Now, folks, let me take this chance to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Satish Garu. Satish Garu, the stage is all yours.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all. You know about me very least. Just saying hi. Being in a Vizagite, I want always to do something. So my name is Satish. I run a company called. Can you change the slide? Yeah. So everybody thinks empowering and entrepreneurship and building sustainable ecosystems is always difficult. But being uneducated, so why I'm telling you is about uneducated. My education qualification is just intermediate. So I studied inter, then I trying to find my passion, what I want to do. So, but I started my IT company at 2008. So, can next slide, please. Yeah. So I started a company called F9 Info Technologies in 2008. We design websites, mobile apps, digital marketing, and everything. But since it is a technology, learning technology is always difficult. So even BTech, after completion of BTech, also people still think that it's difficult to learn technology. But as I told you about, so I learned a lot of things about the technology personally, even not available in YouTube also, going through the articles and learned a lot of about uh, the open source technologies and everything. Started a contributor, and we designed 1,000+ websites and nearly 500+ clients in the our portfolio. And as well as I started in a volunteering organization in 2020 when COVID comes. Vasundhara told about a lot of things about volunteering. So I really appreciate that she covered most of the topics. What should I speak actually? So, but I really appreciate her. She given a lot of good information about it. So I established a 2,000+ volunteering network in Vizag, volunteers network in Vizag, and 546 beach cleanups we completed, and 1 lakh+ hours of contributed to the community for the service activities related to marathons or some kind of Simhachalam Giri Pradakshina. So many bigger events is monitored and done by us. Okay, 5,000 lives we saved in COVID especially. So this is a huge impact what I created in the community. So not only in technology. So I always believe in bringing global technology for local needs. So whatever the technology, code or technology tools, everything. So you need to bring these technologies and combine and create an impact. Just in COVID, how I saved 5,000 lives because of integrated all the technologies. So WhatsApp automation and email automation, and as well as call center setup, everything has done in the fraction of the 15 days and 20 days, so that I'm able to save so many lives. And we established a biggest oxygen bank in Vizag, so that only we can create a local impact. So learning technology is always easy, but using the technology and helping the need in the society is always important. So whatever the project in you're taking in Google or whatever it is, so you should very well verse about the how I can create this impact in the society and how I can use and solve the problem in the problem statement. So when you are understanding the volunteering and real volunteering about the public needs, you understand the problem statement. And once you understand the problem statement, you know whom to talk, what to talk, and how to define a problem. And you can connect with the experts, and you can talk to people, like-minded people, and they will help you definitely to solve the problem. And I established a Kalam Dream Labs in 2015. Most of the people like about Kalam Garu is always one of the inspirational leader in Vizag, in India, all over the globe also. But I am inspired. So Kalam Garu always said about dream, dream, dream. Dreams transform into thoughts. Thoughts results in action. But so he's not established any lab to dream, right? So that's why, so there every student in this community or in every area, so they have a lot of dreams to do it. So what I do is, so really if someone is passionate about something, and I'll try to find in their interest and passion and connect the right dots. As of now, 100+ interns are working with our organization, and 10 startups are I am mentoring, and recently 2 patents they have received, and 30 lakhs plus grant also. So like that, so when we are doing something, so there are people to help you. When you want to create an impact, so people are ready to help you. So this is not only about your community or a GDG or anything. So it's always about how you bring the change in the society. If you should think point of view, so how can I create a impact? So what kind of impact I want to create? So that you have to learn your skills, you have to learn understanding your path, and you need to understand whom support you needed. So this how you need it. Can you change the slide, please? So this is one of the just how many of you from Vizag? Everybody are from Vizag, right? There is a point called Kalam Viewpoint. So I named Kalam Viewpoint also. That's one of the beautiful point. Everybody, I love Vizag. Slogan is also there, so everybody come for selfie. But because that has developed, why? Because we have cleaned continuously beach cleaning. So that is the reason that impact created. People are coming there, and it's a hygiene safe, so that people created keep coming. So then automatically government also involved, and Vizag beaches also keep cleaning. So that's how we have to be forward thinking, and we have to work on the problem statement, and we have to consistently we have to do things, and so that impact will be created. As in a student, if you think I can't do anything, so you never done anything. If there are students with me and volunteers, so they have got a good exposure and good knowledge, and they have connects good with our network also. And next slide, please. So when you are involving in the community activities and networking activities, so you will get always needed you need a network. And as well as when you are need a network, there is always need a lot of different kinds of support. So as I am running in a business, I am having a business network and business communities like BNI, so rest of the other organizations, and HNI. So when you want to do something, you need always a high level network individuals, so they can create some impact and support to you, and whatever the cause, and they can channelize the right people to you. And volunteers, so one of the passionate volunteers always support each other, so that you get definitely more like-minded people and more knowledgeable people. And there are volunteers with us, IAS officer, IRS officers also with volunteers with us, and they mentor a lot of, personally they mentor. So there are case studies who changed their entire career from the being in a people call them as an very low level. So they never treat them like as so as of example. So there is an one person called Mr. I don't want to mention the name. Sorry. Okay. There are volunteers so who changed their career, and they improved goals, because Cognizant is also working with us. They also come for volunteering with us, and so they mentor personally few of our volunteers. So that when you are doing a volunteering, so you get like-minded people and you connect right approach. So not only in the community, and physical volunteering is also more important. So this how when you do something, when you want to passionate at something, and you definitely get a good opportunity, and you meet right people. So being an entrepreneur, I always encouraged a lot of community from the next slide, please. Yeah. So how many of you know Google developers communities established? So starting from the scratch in Google developer community, I'm being a part of the community. I'm encouraging the community. So there are a lot of requirements, support, sponsorships, mobilizing the people. So since 2017, so I'm never be visible. So I'm always backstage, and I always be wants to support the community, because there are like Usha and some other leaders are there, so they are very good at encouraging and motivating. So I always want to bring that community to the next level. I always encourage the youngsters like Manas and everyone. So I'll ask them to be part of the community, and so these people can change the lot of activities. So I'll always want to be a supporting system for the community, as well as I'm the founding member for Vizag Startup Ecosystem. So I always encourage the Vizag. How many of you know that Vizag is never been the part of startup ecosystem in India? After few people collaboratively worked, and we consistently developed the startup ecosystem in Vizag. Now you can see the map in India. So we have a good startup ecosystem. So there are so many things we can talk, and thank you for giving this opportunity. We'll keep doing, and thanks Manas for introducing me. Manas, your voice is low.
So sorry, technical issues do happen. So thank you so much, sir. That was such an enlightening session on how startups in Vizag are booming today. It's so marvelous to see the amount of work that you're taking up charge, sir. Thank you so much. With that, sir, now let's take the opportunity to introduce our next speaker for the day, Ms. Shubhangi Gupta, who is here to enlighten us on not having stage fright, rather speaking right. So with that, I welcome Shubhangi onto the stage. Shubhangi, the stage is all yours, and we are ready to see how we go from behind the stage to on stage.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
So this would be an interactive session. So let's get some energy back into the chat. How many of you have enjoyed the session so far? Just give a hi in the chat or a wave, anything, any emoji also works. Good to know you're enjoying it, Mr. Perfect. Okay, we see a lot of people here in the chat, so that's good to know. I'll give a brief about my talk. So, why I started it in the first place, because I was an introvert for a really, really long time. I would not speak to anyone at all, and I would usually, just sit at the back of the desk and not talk to anyone, and even the thought of going on stage would scare me to death. So it took me a lot of years, I would say, to come to this point where I could, speak and come here. Also, is there a lag or only I am seeing this? Sorry, people, for this glitch.
Yeah, actually, Shubhangi, it's all good. I don't think there's an issue actually.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Manas. All right. So I'll give a quick introduction about who I am. So I'm Shubhangi, and I am a talkative introvert. That's how I like to define myself, because there are a lot of times where I feel like an introvert, but I talk a lot. And I am an organizer for GDG Noida and Flutter Delhi. I'm also a WTM ambassador. Apart from that, I'm a developer advocate at Device and also a GitHub campus expert. So if you have any questions for me, do feel free to drop them in the chat. Usually, I see a lot of public speaking sessions, and this is not just another public speaking session. You will get to learn different things as well. But before that, I want to know from you. Just give me a second. I think there is. Okay, yeah. How many of you can relate to this image here? Just say a yes in the chat. Okay. I hope that's how we pronounce your name, Pakruti. Anyone else who can relate? So usually whenever an introvert or someone who's scared of stage steps on stage, kind of feels like all eyes are on them, the spotlight is on them, they are being pointed fingers at. And if that's how you feel, just drop a hi in the chat. Okay. My slides are not changing, so just trying to figure out why is that happening. Okay, it's taking a second. Okay. So if you could relate to the previous image, you would understand that standing on, it's not just about, public speaking is not just being there on stage or just delivering a talk. It's a lot more. It's a lot of confidence that just you have to build it from within to be on stage. And standing on stage takes a lot. I mean, you have to first run through all the mental barriers and then get on stage and finally feel that, okay, all the eyes are on you, and be comfortable with that. Okay. Just sorry for the interruption, but Manas, I can't see the slide changing thing here, unfortunately.
Oh, Shubhangi, okay. Is it now working now, right?
It's working now?
I hope so. Yeah, now you have a...
Okay, thank you so much. All right, so standing on stage takes a lot, and this small workshop will help you get better at that. But before I get into it, a lot of times people say, why public speaking? You know, we don't want to go and give talks or talk on stage. We're happy where we are. So why should we even participate in public speaking? So something I relate a lot to public speaking is it helps me find my voice. It's not just a medium to speak on stages like these. It's a lot more. It helped me get ahead in my career, at my college, a lot of places. It helped me give good presentations at a workplace as well, or just deliver a better impression to other people, because the way I speak is how they perceive me, right? So, you know, finding your voice can help you get good grades. It can help you in pitching to different startups. It can help you get promotions because obviously you're good at speaking. And it can help you get business opportunities if you run a startup. Why I'm saying all this is that public speaking is a lot more than just going and delivering talks. But how can you be, you know, all this amazing person who speaks well? And the other thing is, public speaking is also a skill. It means that even if you can't do it right now, you can have the courage or have the right tools to build it. And let's see how to do that. Okay. Now I have another question. Can you spot the difference between these two artists? One is obviously the world famous Taylor Swift, and the other is Ed Sheeran, who is also pretty popular and just was in India. Anyone who can quickly share what's the difference? One word difference. Okay, I think there's थोड़ा time लगता है YouTube chat से इधर तक आने में. So gender, okay, interesting. Both are enjoying their work and what they are doing. That's great. But when you go to their concerts, what do you see? Yeah, lights. Good answer. The presentation of their concerts is completely different. Although both are the artists of same level, both of them have different way to present their music, their work. If you see Ed Sheeran, he has a very simple, subtle way. And if you see Taylor, she would come and there would be like artists, dancers, you know, colors, confetti, everything that you can think of would be there. So how does that help in delivering what you're trying to say? If you also notice their lyricism or discography, you'd see that they deliver their songs in a very different way. And why this is important is because presentations do help what you are saying, right? So I'd explain that. Okay, so we have a few things to work on right now. So we want to build self-confidence. We want to give the best talk ever, or just get better at public speaking, and also have the presentation which conveys what we're trying to say, right? So how you can brew the perfect talk? First is to build the self-confidence that you really want. You would want to build a lot of knowledge on what you're speaking, right? So if I'm talking about public speaking, it's because I've at least given like 20-30 talks by now. So I know what I'm doing and, you know, how I've been here in my journey. So getting knowledge of what you're speaking is super important. Then the next point is getting pumped. You know, just before the talk, what you have to really keep in mind is your energy of the talk should convey what the talk is, right? So right now it's about public speaking, so I'm all loud and you can hear me. But if I was supposed to be talking about mental health, I'll, you know, calm down my voice and speak in a normal tone. So having a tone of your voice or having the same tone that your presentation is about should be there. Then something that people try to ignore these days, but also do in a passive way, is dress well. But what I usually do is dress to impress myself. So it's not about other people, but how I feel more comfortable on stage and more confident on stage. I would usually wear what I like, and it kind of relates to my talk. So if you ever see me in a talk or on stage, I'd be wearing these cute dresses because that make me feel more like me. Then the last thing I do, and again, I've seen so many people run from this thing, is practicing their talk. I've seen so many speakers just come on stage and wing it, have the presentation just, you know, being made while the other talks are going on. And that reflects in the talk that they're giving, right? How do you practice? First is make a very simple, plain presentation. run it by the first person you see. It could be your family, your friends, your flatmate, anyone. Just run the presentation by them and see if it's making sense, if the flow is making sense. And you'll also see when you're speaking that you are catching your own mistakes or things you may want to add. So that's the first level of practice. The second level of practice would be have a group of people listen to your talk. It could be just your group of friends or anyone you trust who you know would give you honest feedback. So have them listen to the talk. And third level, if you're speaking at a good conference and if it's a technical talk especially, run by the subject matter expert. It could be a talk on open source like Vasundhara just gave, or on cloud computing or anything. Just run it by the subject matter expert, because they'll help you find the nuances of that talk and also give you suggestions on how you can make it more relatable and deliver it in a better sense. So now that we're brewing the perfect potion, let's get ready to use that. Okay. So in my introduction, I think I forgot to say that I'm a Potterhead and a Swiftie, obviously. So you'll see sprinkles of Harry Potter everywhere. Even my background is, I'm in Diagon Alley. Okay. Anyway, so getting ready. So once you are done with the self-confidence and you know that you can deliver the talk well, how do you get ready? You make a very amazing, super amazing presentation. The first rule that you should follow is called the power of 4. So, the power of 4 means that each point in the presentation or each slide should only have 4 points, because more than that makes the first, it takes away the visual appeal, and second, it makes the viewer's eyes or mind go a little crazy because they have too much information to process. So try using the power of 4. It is a scientific method. It's not just random, and it's very effective. The second is know your audience. So whenever you go to give a talk or you're going to give presentations or pitches, you know who would be attending, right? Just make sure that you know who your audience is. Is it students? Is it professionals? Is it startup folks? Is it a mix of everything? Is it more women? Knowing your audience will help you channel your talk in that direction, and also the presentation, obviously. The third is have visual appeal. That means that make your presentation so that it's visually very clear. It doesn't have a lot of big sentences or phrases. It doesn't have a lot of images or pictures all over the place. It conveys what you're trying to say. I think Steve Jobs very famously said that presentations are just a tool, and he won't allow presentations to be there at Apple, right? People would just come and speak. Because presentations are a tool. They are not the whole talk themselves, right? And the fourth thing I think I really encourage is adding lots of memes or graphics or pop culture GIFs these days. Those are very common and they make your talk relatable. So something that we do before every Deaf Fest is sit with all the speakers and review their slides and make everyone add a ton of memes. So if you ever see our presentations, they'll be just like laugh, 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 laugh. So that helps the energy of the room be up. And I think we'll cover that in the next slide as well. Okay, so now that we have our potion and we are ready to cast our spell, let's see how we can do that. So now that you're on stage, there are some things that you have to keep in mind while being on stage. I call it being dynamic. That's how you cast your spell. So when you're on stage, you have to be aware on what the audience is like. I usually try to give interactive, engaging talks, and it's been a while since I did a virtual one, so I'm happy to be here and seeing the energy in the chat. It's pretty cool. So try to be interactive with your audience, because they are the end users or people who are at the end of the room listening to the talk, right? So if they're not getting it, you'll see from their reaction, their faces, if they're nodding or if they're yawning, you will understand that maybe you're not going in the right direction. So read the room well and see what the audience is asking you to do. Maybe drop in a joke, maybe you just say a quip, anything. The next is enunciate. So usually, I think first-time speakers do this a lot, and even sometimes practice speakers could do this a lot, where they mumble and don't speak clearly. Especially for first-time speakers, I think I did that, where it's like a fast-forward button for me, and I'm just like blah, 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 blah. So that's not how you should speak. You should enunciate and take your time while speaking. And the third point, which ties back into this is keep a time check. I think more often than not, most speakers will be running over their time, or just not seeing the clock because the stage is theirs. I mean, the stage is yours, but for those 15 to 20 minutes which you've been given, right? So keep a time check and be just grateful for the time that you have on stage, and help the organizers figure things out. The last point, which I was speaking in the previous slide as well, is keeping the audience engaged, because they are who is listening to it. So you can do that by asking questions, like I've been doing throughout this talk, asking where they're from, or just stopping in the middle of a talk and saying, hey, give me a wave, right? So it just gets their attention back if it's been breaking. Okay. So coming back to the last few points, which these are sort of the personal things I do. I try to breathe beach mein, so that I still have my voice and the flow and have clarity, and summarize my points. And last is I try to have dark background so that I get good pictures, usually because it's an in-person talk. So these are some of my personal recommendations. All right, so I'll quickly summarize my talk. Public speaking is a very important skill, not just because you have to give talks like this. This is great. If you can do this, amazing, right? But why it's important is because it helps you get ahead in your career. It can help you just make better connections, have a good network, be perceived as a better person, and also help you get promotions, right? Like everyone wants that. And summarizing the list, how you can get or develop this skill, try to be more confident. As an introvert, I think that's something I lacked a lot. I felt underconfident. I felt that I didn't have enough or didn't know enough to be on stage. So I tried to cross all those barriers to get here where you can be more confident. Then, have a good slideshow. I mean, you don't have to add boring pictures and all of that all the time. You can just add like Harry Potter references or any other pop culture references, or biryani, or like anything you like, just you can add to the slideshow. Then the third step, which a lot of people usually forget, is being dynamic while speaking, right? Because it's not just a presentation, it's not just information that you're conveying. A blog could do that while you're speaking. So be dynamic while speaking, keep the audience engaged, and try to make them come for like more talks of yours, right? And maybe leave them with next steps if you can. Like Vasundhara shared about GSOC, maybe you can leave with next steps. So I also have a next step for you. But before that, I do want to know if you have any questions for me. And Manika, I saw your Wingardium Leviosa, although I might have to be Hermione there.
Okay, Shubhangi, if we have any questions, probably you can just take it up on the comments itself. We're a little bit running low on time. So just to make sure that we are on that, I'd like to first thank you so much. It was such a wonderful talk. We've been so engaged. Yeah.
I do have the next step. So just 1 minute I'll take. I hope you can see this. Oh, it's not loading. I have a bootcamp coming up on 4th May to 12th May. I'm only taking 5 people for this. And the goal of this bootcamp is to have you prepare the best talks ever that you can. Let me just reload it. Let's see if it works. Yeah. So you can scan this and participate. It's paid because it's going to be very intensive. We are going to work intensively on helping you prepare for conferences in India, outside of India. I ran this workshop back in 2019, and my goal is solely to have you present your talk in prestigious conferences all around the world. So in these 1 week, we'll try to prepare a base level of your talk and have you submit to all the conferences that are coming up in the summer. So you can use this code to get a discount because I know students do need a little help there. Or you can just DM me on LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram, anywhere that you like. Oh, I did the next slide, Manas, if you can. Yeah, thanks. So you can reach out to me anywhere if you need help with enrolling with the bootcamp. I would be happy to help. Or if you have any questions regarding public speaking. Okay. Back to you, Manas.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shubhangi. That was really a very engaging session with all of those cute Harry Potter mimics, and we surely loved it. But because time is finite and there's no magic to make time infinite, I'd just like to take it over from you. And thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting. Bye bye.
Bye. Have a great day. Okay, with that left, I'd like to take up on the stage to introduce the most awaited person, the organizer and WTM ambassador of the WTM Vizag, Miss Usha Ramni Vemuru. Ma'am, it's all yours.
Hello and namaste. I'm Usha Ramani Vemuru, and I'm the GDG organizer and WTM Vizag ambassador. I've been here around since the inception of this chapter in 2018. I hope all of you are having fun today with the sessions. By choice, we have made it very non-tech, uh, with a little bit of tech, because again, WTM is a women tech makers community, but we wanted to emphasize that there are other aspects apart from technology that are very important to us, like LinkedIn, open source contributions, community, again, being fearless in front of people on stage. These are some life skills that all of us need, especially to be there in this technology domain and sustain this interest and in our career for long. I talking a bit about me. I'm an entrepreneur. I run this company called Guru Jada. It's an edtech platform for teachers to teach online effectively. Also, I've been community ambassador for 5-6 years now, and I'm also a podcaster. So, with all this, actually, I want to, before going ahead into the next segment, I want to talk about the vision that we have for GDG WTM Vishakhapatnam, which is we want to empower, enable, encourage more and more students and professionals to be comfortable with technology and try to do and innovate, try to think in different lines, take challenges head on, and go ahead actually and embrace technology, use it as a tool, especially in the times of AI, use it as a tool rather than, bow to it as a master. So, with this intention, we are trying to bring in more and more conversations from experts around us, from across the country, across the world. And this is one such attempt. We wanted to do this virtually, but in person. But thanks to some unseen circumstances, we had to push this online. And I'm happy we did this because it connects us to that COVID times. Actually, that was the last time we did more of online, and I'm happy we could do it again. Coming to the next session that we have today, I am talking to two amazing women. I would like to call them trailblazers because they are somebody who have struck on their own, trying to work with the challenges that they have, and I'm so proud to present this format and present these women to you. So first up is Srimati Ramadevi Garu. So she is an entrepreneur from rural areas of Srikakulam, and she is within the circumstances that she has and all that, she has identified that going and manufacturing of sanitary napkins that is helpful for the rural women. And then she has set up a company. She has employed a lot of rural women actually, and is trying to give back her products to the same by keeping the cost low, by bringing in sustainability. There are a lot that I can talk to, but I would want her to speak. And over to you. So I welcome you, Ramadevi Garu. Namaste.
Hi, this is Ramadevi. Namaste, Anni. Thank you for giving a great honor, privilege to meet all in a one platform. It's a great honor to me as a rural woman We are encouraging the rural startup. This is one part of our profession also. We are encouraging the students. First, I have to introduce myself. This is Rama Devi, Associate Professor in Pharmacy College. Besides that, I am a founder of Sri Sriram Herbal Industries. My startup journey was started at 2018 at a rural development program at Rajendra Nagar, Hyderabad, by Risk 2018 conclave. In that, my two ideas were selected. That is the first confident on me. I have to do anything for the research, and we have to tap the society for the root cause of the grassroots innovators at villagers, and we have to establish one unity. This is my dream, but some cases we have to face so many struggles in rural development setup, but we have to step on the first one. Everyone giving me to connect to us by IIT Mumbai, Tirupati. Based upon our prize money only, we have to kept a first investment for our business. So the problem we are identified as a women during the periods in our students will be skipped off labs. For that, we are identified the problem. They are not uh, able to answer the questions. Why? Because this is periods means taboo in my in India. So that's why we have to focusing on that, and we have to identifying the problem. So for that, the recycle, reduce, and reuse the products where we have to collect in the rural areas that can be made into a handmade of sanitary napkins. So for that, again I received 15,000 cash prize. Again GTV given 2,000. Everything we will be giving some hand to us to lift up our rural startup. So this is brief description about us. Who are our target customers? Means enter the globe is our target customers. As a business woman, I have to achieve the touch the sky. That is as a first target of that. Means women is the first backbone of the any home. That's why we are focusing on that. And our product is a sustainable and biodegradable one. So that's why Startup India given to us 10 lakhs grant for that. That is the first success of me. And second achievement is our research PhD. My PhD will be turned into a startup. That is also my second achievement. And these are how difference from the marketed one and our ones. Means actually the cotton is visible like a white one, but that cotton, how it will be converted into white and milky white, means it is a gray color. That gray color can be bleached and dioxins that can be turned into a white. So that is the first root of the causing of the HMP virus. Now the synthetic pads are causing these. The Tata Innovation Centers and the Tata Research Centers, they are giving the question on to the young researchers. So we have to kept on our mind. Behalf of research, we are adopted one Ayurvedic doctor and taking some suggestions on that. After completion of 5 years of research, we are collecting the fruit peels and herbs and aloe vera juice and vinca. These are having antiseptic properties. Not only that, antimicrobial properties also. These can be reducing a dysmenorrhea, and prevention is a better than cure. For that, we have to minimize the cancer cases at a earlier stage. So that's why prototypes will be developed, and we have to go for a BIRAC for the presentation and getting the funding from the biotechnological ignition grant, 50 lakhs. For that, at a third stage, some technical documents we are not separate, so that's we have to um, left it up. Then we have to go for a marketing strategy through students and sustainable development goals like UNICEF and also UNESCO, and some voluntary organizations like Rotary Club, Lions Club. And we have to go for our students. We are collecting 5,000 people from feedback. In that feedback, we are received amazing results of our product, testimonials also. And what we have to do that our earth also we have to very much important to compare to all the things. So everything should be biodegradable and it can be sustainable and mingle with the earth. So we have to give some more important to the earth, animals and human beings also. 50% of the women are all now using the synthetic pads due to lack of awareness on the herbal pads. So our motto in the second Saturday and Sunday, we have to roam over on the rural areas like Anganwadis, self-help groups and tribal areas. We have to go and we have to create awareness for the how to use the sanitary napkins, how to maintain the health and hygiene during the periods. And not only that, we have to supply the samples to the people also. In our industry, we are giving a 5 employment for the rural women. All our industries have only the women running entrepreneurship. And what is our main goal is we have to meet the sustainable development goals. We are meeting the 7 sustainable development goals. We have to create the empowerment and also girl child education and also zero hunger, no poverty, and creating the industrialization in the rural, especially in the tribal area. So this is our mission of our industry. And also we have to keep some incinerations and vending machines in the schools and hospitals, and also some hotels, star hotels. Why? Because this is very essential. Nobody can bother about that. Everybody should be seen that food and the cosmetics, but here nobody can express their problems during the periods. So that's why we have to, in the front desk, any hotel or any community centers, we have to directly we have to ask the, and we have to speak out about the menstrual hygiene, and we have to provide these facilities. Then only we have to minimize cancers during reproductive organs and periods. So that is our main motto. We have to reduce the cancers at early stage. At a puberty stage, we have to maintain the health and hygiene according to the women. This is my desire to reach our pad to every front of the house on the globe. Thank you.
Manas, just to say you're on
Hello?
mute.
Oh, so sorry. Ramadevi Garu, we have a question. I hope I'm audible right now. Yes, ma'am. So we have a
Yes,
quick
yes.
question from the audience, ma'am. That is, how are your products differentiating from existing ones in the market?
Yes, I will tell
This
you.
is a
They are
question.
using cotton. Instead of cotton, we are using, yes, instead of cotton, we are using that air-laid material. That 5 rolls are visible on the screen. No, those are all are as a 3 is a filter papers. That filter paper can be absorbed the more than 150 ml of the fluid. After absorption, the thickness of the pad will be increasing. So this is our USP of our product. And one more thing, this is biodegradable and it is produces a good aroma. It decreases the bad odor. So more 5 folds of the absorption capacity, and making is a biodegradable one. So these are 5 differentiation from the synthetic, and moreover it is a cost effective. We touch the last of the our India, Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Every village we have to supply of our product at a low cost.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's so interesting and
That is our
exciting to
meeting.
hear. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. It's so
Hello?
exciting and hello. I hope I am audible, right? If, okay, yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was so exciting and interesting to hear
Hello?
from local stories.
May I audible? Manas?
Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
All right. Um, so thank you so much, Ramadevi Garu, for showing us all of your entrepreneurial journey, and I hope all of our budding entrepreneurs over there, women and the like, everyone get to know a lot from you and get inspired by you. So with that, we'll move ahead with one more trailblazer. But yeah, if Usha Garu is here, I'll hand over to her. Yeah, she's here. All yours.
Thank you so much, Sampath. I think I had a power outage over here. So thank you, Ramadevi Garu. I hope you got to answer all the questions actually that was highlighting your work. Thank you so much for sharing with us. We wish you all the best. We are very inspired to know that you are trying to work in grassroots level and help a lot of people. And we wish you all the best. Actually, I think that is where the work should come from. And the fact that it is very sustainable, because the product that you're making is something that is very, very useful, that everybody needs actually, and it is something that we should reduce our footprint on the earth. And plastic is a menace actually that's growing day by day. For some it is inevitable that we use plastic, but for others, like these products, if we are trying to reduce it, nothing like it. And I'm so happy that we could provide platform to such a sustainable option. Thanks so much. Keep sharing your victories with us. We will be cheering for you always. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
I would like to take the time to we will be stretching a little bit overboard actually, but I would like you all to stay with me for this, because here I bring you an amazing person, an amazing individual who has strived to break all the shackles of our imagination when we are she's trying to break a lot of glass ceilings actually of what women can do. We have Avani Balotra with us. She's not there in person today. She has sent her recording, so we have tried to put it as a recording actually. But there are some amazing insights that all of you will get through this conversation. Stay with us through this. Yeah.
About this next guest, this young lady who chose a very unconventional career path. She's Avani Balotra, senior researcher at the Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology in Hyderabad. I have to tell you this. I initially reached out to her for my podcast and then slowly coaxed her to speak for my community. She's been super sweet to accept my request, despite me asking in the last moment, and despite being in the thick of work. Now, when you think of fieldwork, what thoughts come to you? New locales, cozy chambers, plush offices, a little bit of computer work. For her, it is catching a poisonous snake. In fact, the work starts after they go and identify challenging new places. Then, after catching these snakes, it's about extracting their poison, then testing it, then documenting, then reporting the findings. And that's what she's doing right now as we talk. And that is why she could not join us in the live session today. Without further ado, let's ask her a few questions. Avani, how would you like to introduce yourself and your work to our audience?
Hi, a very good evening to all of you. My name is Avani Balotra and I work at Center for Cell and Molecular Biology based in Hyderabad. This is a government laboratory that deals with multiple domains of biological sciences and life sciences. My lab basically focuses on wildlife conservation, and we also deal with managing the human-wildlife conflicts.
What does a typical working day look like for you?
Talking about my day-to-day work, I would like to bring to your attention that no 2 days are same for me. Whenever we are working in a research laboratory, you are always addressing a new question, a new problem every day that keeps you on your toes and keeps you excited throughout. So to brief you, my lab works on the Indian Big Four venomous snakes. And why these snakes are called the Big Four snakes of India is because they are the leading cause of snakebite related deaths in rural places all over the country. Our lab focuses on two major aspects of snake bites and venom of these snakes. First of all, we try to understand what is the composition of the venom, what all components are present in the venom, and how do they interact when they enter into a human body. The second aspect is the treatment aspect. So once the venom is inside your body, it starts acting. Till date, there has only been one treatment available, which is known as the polyvalent antivenom, which is marketed all across the country in different hospitals. Now, we try to understand how well this antivenom is neutralizing the venom components. And if there are certain components which are not being neutralized, what can be done to improve the current treatment? Also, when we talk about snake bite in itself is a very complex problem. So working in a laboratory might not translate directly to the people who are suffering from these incidents. So one of the approaches that we have is we go to field surveys to understand what is the actual burden of snake bites, how is it impacting the financial status of the victims, and we also create awareness programs to make people understand that this is the treatment options available and where do you have to go immediately after finding out that you have been bitten by a venomous snake.
Help us understand how you landed here in this career.
I would like to tell you how I got an opportunity to be a part of something like this. So I have done my BTech in biotechnology and my MTech also in biotechnology. While I was doing my degree courses, I got an opportunity where I did a 1-year project in the current lab in which I'm working. So during my training period, I actually saw what these people are doing, how they are doing things. I got trained and I got more and more fascinated and curious. The main thing that I realized is that being in a research lab, what you're really doing is you're kind of decoding the elements of life that you never knew matter this much. Talking about my personal experience, I have seen so many different things where I started as a kid who didn't know anything, then entering into a field which I was excited about. I always liked wildlife. I always liked wild animals. That is how I chose this project. And then I saw that, oh wow, I get to handle snakes. I get to see how venom looks like. I get to decode the composition of venom. Then I know, okay, this is the basic component of this venom cocktail. And when these things enter into my body, what all things happen to my body? Unless you know what really is going on in your body after venom action, you really cannot design a drug that can combat those effects. So to create any drug, you need to understand the problem well enough. And that is what we are doing here.
How did you pick up such an unconventional line of work?
My line of work is not something which is very conventional. I often hear from people that, oh wow, your work is amazing. I know it fascinates everybody. Similarly, it fascinated me when I first heard that, wow, this could be a career option for me. Talking about career in such fields, one thing that people can do is pursue trainings, pursue programs in wildlife conservation, human-wildlife conflicts, try to understand the insight of the problem. And if you choose to stay in the line, there are two paths. One is the academic path, another is the industrial path. If you stay in academics, the path will lead you to becoming a scientist. Scientist is a very reputed job, and they give you a place, space, funds where you can work. Another alternative is being a part of the manufacturing unit in the industry, be it in the R&D, be it in QC, where you are actually manufacturing the drug that is being utilized all over the country, also being exported to other bordering countries.
How did your family respond to your choice? What did they say?
When I first talked to my parents and I told them that this is the kind of work that I'm doing, like any other parent, they were extremely scared that how are you going to handle the snakes? How are you going to deal with venoms? No, it's a risky job. Will you be able to do it or not? So all these questions are very natural. They come to any human being, whosoever is concerned with you. But out of all these fears, I had one light focused on my mentor. I had immense faith in him, and I knew that he is going to guide me to the right path, and I'll not be a careless kid. Now I'll be a responsible professional who will try my best to learn the techniques, to be as precise in these things as possible, because even the slightest bit of carelessness can cost you a lot. So I learned handling snakes. I learned how to work with venoms. So it's not a small journey. It's been now roughly around 6 years that I am in the same field, and I have been learning till date. I might go to work tomorrow and I learn something new. So my work involves going to fields, finding the snakes. That itself is an experience, because you need to understand the habitats, the locations where you will find these creatures, then getting the venom in the wild after taking proper ethical permissions from the respective departments, getting that venom to lab, processing it for your analysis. All these things are so diverse that they keep you excited and they kind of drive you to do something good, especially with something like snake bites. Why I was so interested in this particular field was that it has a real impact on the society. We are not doing something just for the sake of doing it. We are doing something because we know that our efforts will make a difference.
Okay, what are you aspiring to do next from here?
Talking about how I see my future and what I want to do next is, I have realized that this field is not even touched by 10%. So we have so much unknown in this field that even if we work for 10 more years consecutively, we'll find something or the other which is new, which is novel to the society. Venoms, one, they have a derogatory role when they enter into your body. But if you see, there are so many drugs that have been formulated using venom. One such example is the drug that doctors are using in your heart surgeries are basically derived from viper venom, which helps in preventing the blood loss during the surgeries. So there are so many aspects, and I would like to explore the same field. I would like to stay in academics, and hopefully soon I will become a scientist myself, and I wish to have a lab of my own which will work on the similar topic.
Sure you will. And know that we are all cheering for you. Go get that tag of Scientist Avani, and also a lab of your own. Can you talk about opportunities for students and professionals who want to try their hand in unconventional paths like these?
There are so many labs that are present across the country. In fact, there is at least one lab per state that deals with all the aspects of biological sciences, not just the snake venoms, not just wildlife conservation, but multiple aspects of cancer, of drug designing, of pharmacological work. So if any one of you is interested and you search CSIR labs, you will find multiple labs working on different topics, and every lab will have a program, a 2 months program, a 6 months program, where you can be a part of those labs, understand the work that is being done over there and how you can contribute, how can you bring in your ideas. We people are always open to new talent, new ideas, brilliant minds. Now the upcoming generation is more aware than any other generation that we have had. and thanks to that, we do train people, very young people. So if any one of you is interested, you can just go search and be a part of something which might excite you as well.
Now, since this is a tech community, tell me this. What role does tech play in use cases like wildlife?
After your processing or your work is started, the main component of your work is the analysis, and that basically requires a lot of technical understanding, a lot of softwares, tools, supercomputers that we exploit. We basically deal with a line known as bioinformatics, which basically has a series of tools that help us decode the genomes, decode the proteins in your body, decode a lot of things, and get to the unknown. So if we don't have that technological advancements, we don't think our work stands a chance to be highlighted the way it is today. So just a big thank you to all the people who are making these tools and teaching us how to exploit these tools for our benefits. Thanks a lot.
Avni, with your work, you are shattering the myths of what women can do and setting the bar high for everyone. I'm so proud to know you. Thanks again for your time, Avni. It has been a pleasure talking to you. I'm super kicked about this next guest, this young lady who chose a very unconventional career path. She's Avni Balotra, senior researcher at the Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology.
So that was it. In conversations with trailblazers, two women who were shattering every
Okay, I think Manas is cracking up. So I would like to introduce a new organizer for Google Developers Group Vizag, which is Sampath. You have seen him on the screen. So he has previously been a GDSC lead for his college in Vigyan, and now he is a professional working in PayPal and AWS. So without further ado, over to you, Sampath.
Thanks for the cute and short intro, Usha. So, hey everyone, you've seen me on the screen previously, but yeah, just formally introducing myself. I'm Sampath Baliwada, and as said, I was a GDSC lead for Vignan during 2019 and 20, and right now I'm greatly honored and privileged to be an organizer at GDG Vizag. Of course, the history coming in from 2018, if I remember correctly, that was the first meetup that was done by GDG Vizag. I think it goes way back than that, but that was the first one I've been to, and you've seen Satish Garu, so he's been there. So yeah. I hope we have a lot of people here who have already been to our events. But if that's not the case, just introducing you to GDG Vizag. So Google Developer Groups, we are a bunch of people. We are just volunteering time here, and we are making efforts to bring technology to everyone and bring all of the knowledge that's out there to just organize it and keeping it at a single point. And yeah, we also make make efforts to bring people together, because networking, interacting with other people is where you get a lot of knowledge, and once you connect with people, you have a lot of things to tap into. For in Yeah, they just say your network is your net worth, right? So they don't say it lightly. So yeah, that's what we are trying to enable here. We are trying to uh, keep you abreast of all the technology, and also we are trying to keep you connected with all of the uh, cool people in technology that we have. And yeah, I also take this time to actually thank each and everyone who has actually put in a lot of efforts into getting this done. And yeah, I know an offline event, an in-person event would be much better, but owing to the election code and a lot of exams going on right now, yeah, we face some hiccups in organizing one offline, but we hope. It's been great, and yeah, personally it's been great with all of the amazing lineup of speakers, and yeah, that was amazing. Even the trailblazers was like, out of the box. We're usually in the tech bubble, so we don't peek out and see what's happening outside. But yeah, that was eye-opening, to say the least. So yeah, thanks to each and every one of the speakers that hosted that we would able to host today. And yeah, and we have something for you as well, for everyone in the audience. We have some things coming up. So let's go to the next slide here. So so yeah, build with AI. So build with AI. Thanks for the cool music there. I think it was Manas. Yeah. Okay. So so build with AI is coming up. We are planning to get it on in the May of 2024. The date is tentatively 13, but we'll let you guys know. But then if you're interested, obviously you should be, because it's AI and everyone is talking about it. So we would like to bring a lot more into your hands. Help you explore AI as it is, and whatever is coming into the future. So we want you guys to share your thoughts as well. So we have a opinion box over there. You can share what you would like to see, what you would like to learn and experience, and we'll make our efforts to arrange that for you. And yeah, if you're interested, please scan the code, and you have the link in the comment section as well. Just go there and fill in your interest, and we'll be happy to reach out to you once we have the registrations open. All right, now that I've given you the time, yeah, please let us know if it's workshops that you're looking for, is it talks that you're looking for, or is it hackathons that you're looking for, or if you have any other event format in your mind, just let us know, and we'll make all the efforts possible to make that possible, right? um, and with that, I'll just leave you guys with the rest of the night. And for people who have have exams coming up on Monday or Tuesday or whenever it is, I hope you have your coffees ready, and your books and eyes are open. Have a very good night, and see you again in the next event.
Bye bye. Thank you so much for your time. Namaste. All the best.